chased again for the net, but he's moved very well. Remarkable piece of running there by Sadiq. It almost lapped Majid, and Dinesh throw into the, what in the end of course was the wrong end for him, so Majid plenty of time to get home. So 22 without loss from the first 6 overs, with Willis just 3 overs costing 15 runs. And that's the best ball we've seen so far. Really did cut back sharply. Flicked the top of Sadiq's pad, and very fortunate there to get away with it. And there's the short one again, hooked beautifully, all the time in the world there by Majid for 4 more. Really is scintillating stuff from this Pakistan opening batsman. Oh, it's a fine drive. Moment not even bothering to run. Beautifully timed, cracked between the gap between cover point, gathering pace over the practice wickets down there, and it's a first boundary to Sadiq. Drifted away a long way, wasn't far away from being a wide. It's a no ball which has found its way off the thickish edge, right down towards that Vauxhall stand. So the 50 coming up with that boundary. A wonderful start here for Pakistan. Great thing for any side to win the toss on this beautiful wicket, but they're taking full advantage of it. 52 runs coming up in just 48 minutes, and 36 of those to Majid. Oh, it's a very delicately played leg glance by Sadiq. Once again tearing away down to that Vauxhall stand. And it's 4 more to Pakistan. Beautifully controlled, wonderfully well placed.
Perfect conditions for batting, Pakistan having won the toss. In the air, and he's under it. Chris Old at long leg, and he's caught it quite safely. A nicely judged catch, and Sadiq won't be very happy about that. It was a good bouncer from Bob Willis, but he got under it rather than hit it down, and Chris Old combined with Bob Willis to take the first Pakistan wicket. Bob Willis breaks through, record to the England side for this final test match against Pakistan, and Sadiq Mohammed, the man dismissed, out for 21 and sharing a first wicket partnership of 66 with Majid Khan. Willis bowling to Majid. That is Majid Khan's half-century. Well-deserved applause. It came up in 91 minutes, included 7 fours. He played 1 or 2 false strokes, but for the rest of the time, he hit the ball with great certainty and glorious timing. Really splendid innings from Majid. 50 out of 79 for 1, with Zahir not out 4. That's a great shot. It's 4 runs. Hit that beautifully between point and cover. No chance of it being cut off. Jeff Arnold is bowling quite accurately, but occasionally is trying to tempt Majid outside the off stump. That rather flashy stroke, well, that one went away very quickly between the field. And Fletcher just getting a hand to that. It may have bounced in front of him. It certainly flicked his fingers. Splendid stroke from Zahir. Beautiful footwork, rocking onto the back foot and clubbing that away into the extra cover boundary. He's been stroking the ball very well this morning. Hasn't quite been able to get it through the field. That one brought up the 100 for Pakistan. 103 for 1 now, and it takes Zahir on to 11. That 100 came up in 113 minutes. Just as well placed and just as well timed. Bob Willis again having a long chase out there.
A real floppy type sun hat worn there by Majid. Looking there, he could almost be playing this match in his home country. Really is a glorious day. Well, very disappointed Chris Hole there. Hit back very hard and very firmly at him. Good to see Derek Underwood back in the groove again. Had an unhappy start to the season, really couldn't get going at all, and then a little bit of rain, plenty of wickets, and his confidence fully restored. Was a bit unlucky there. Magic going for the square cut, really too short to affect that shot. No problem at all there for him to run 4, and I think coming back for the 5th. I don't know how many times Majid will want to run 5 out there, but he's applauding his partners are here for making him do it. Well, not too often you see 5 run in a test match these days, but as we mentioned earlier, the whole of the oval being used here, and it is really a vast field.
Very delicate indeed, and racing away to the boundary to bring up the 100 partnership between Majid Khan and Zahir. A lovely piece of batting from this pair. Delicate strokes like the one Zahir just played. Some crashing drives and elegant stroke play. 100 runs for this pair, taking the total from 66 to 166 for 1. It's bowled in, and Majid is too short of what would have been his first test century against England. That's well bowled by Underwood, beaten in the flight. And Majid playing for the sweep there. The ball spun just enough to flick the outside of the off stump. Majid Khan is the second wicket to fall to a good piece of bowling from Derek Underwood. He's been tight all day, given nothing away, and that was a delightful piece of flight to bring about the error on Majid's part. Well, Majid hasn't made a century against England. He's made 3 Test centuries in his career, and this would have been a lovely climax to what has been a glorious innings. He batted for 182 minutes, hit 1-5 and 12 fours, and you won't see many better innings than that in England this year.
And the wicket driving, a lovely stroke by Zahir. He picked that right from the hand, moved his feet.
184 for 2 then. 49 to Zahir, 8 to Mushtaq, and it's Jim Laker to continue commentary.
Correct, and there's the remaining Pakistani lineup here as Bob Willis starts a fresh over. So Zahir pushing it gently and away, taking a single and coming through for a 50. So an excellent 50 by Zahir, made out of 185. It's a no ball, and there's no need for anybody to chase that. That's going through for 4. So Mushtaq quickly latching onto that over-pitch no ball, putting it away through the vacant space. It's his 3rd boundary. Oh, it's a glorious shot. Tested Zahir with a flighty little leg spinner, but Zahir quickly onto it, fairly crushing it through extra cover.
Mobile ESPN. Sports anytime, anywhere. Check with your operator for details.
It's Mushtaq's turn this time. He too using his feet beautifully, getting to the pitch of that and pushing it through the offside for 4 more. Mushtaq coming through. There's always a single. It was to Derek Underwood's right hand, not his throwing hand, and that single bringing up the 200 for Pakistan in 3.5 hours. Well, that's another beautiful shot. Let the ball came on, played it later. Edrick's just getting a boot to it at 3rd man. Zahir taking 3 more and bringing this run rate up to very nearly 4 and over, and these days one's got to consider runs per over as opposed to time, with the over rate having fallen away so alarmingly in recent years. There's been a slight difference now in that offside place, and David Lloyd there, you see, has taken up a position about 20 yards from the bat. He's there for the mistime drive, the one that Derek Underwood will try to toss up and invite a mistake. Oh, and that certainly was a chance there, I think, to Alan Knott. Flighted again. He's gone for the big one over the top. It's a glorious shot over the top of mid-off for 4 runs. Well, Mushtaq decided then, when he got down the wicket, that the only thing to do was... Interesting bowling change here with David Lloyd coming on to bowl for the first time in a test. So here again, working him through the offside. 2 easy runs. And that's a chance. One of those situations where you're hanging around in the slips all day waiting for a chance. It was a hard and low one to Fletcher's left, the one that he could easily have caught. So the trick nearly worked off, bringing David Lloyd on to bowl 1 over before tea and having Zahir dropped off the last ball of the over.
Old has been sparingly used, but he's had 41 taken from only 8 overs. He bowls now to Mushtaq. No need to chase that. It's racing down to the point boundary. Beautifully timed. One of the features of batting of all the Pakistanis, including Mushtaq, has been that every time a loose ball has come along, they've taken full advantage of it. The placement is superb. Really lovely shot, just splitting the field there. Absolute minimum of effort. And the 250 comes up now for Pakistan. It's a nice way to bring it up with one of the best shots of the day. Oh, and there's his 100 and another drop chance. A fine innings from Zahir. Splendid innings. A pity he got it with that nick between wicketkeeper and slip. Some spectators rushing on the field, and no doubt the authorities will remove them as they told them they would before play began. Rather spoiling the moment for Zahir.
From the Vauxhall end into Mushtaq. Batsman now on 49. Pushed away down the gully for a single. Which brings Mushtaq his 50. So good 50 here under very agreeable batting conditions following the 76 he made in the previous test at Lord's on that rain-affected pitch. His 50 here coming in 127 minutes and including 7 fours. Lovely stroke from Mushtaq, 4 runs. Only had to beat Underwood to beat the man at mid-on. Takes Mushtaq now on 255.
stroke from Mushtaq. Pretty wide outside off stump. And 300 up for Pakistan with that slightly unorthodox stroke from Mushtaq. Takes him on to 55. So he was on 110.
It's a great start for Pakistan, 317 for 2 at the close of play on the first day. Majid going just 2 runs short of a test century, and Zahir Abbas another century against England, 118, with Mushtaq Mohammed 67 not out. They would sleep well overnight and look forward to the battle on day 2.
See his hand is...
Oh, what a glorious stroke. Now, he played some fine shots yesterday, but nothing better than that. Really was a great shot. And now Zahir and Mushtaq have established a new third wicket record. They've beaten the old one between Hanif Mohammed and Javed Burki. And what a lovely shot to do it with. No real effort in that, but superb timing. And Willis is in real trouble there with that foothold. I've got a feeling that the mixture used by the groundsman here may be, I think sometimes they mix a bit of concrete and a bit of earth, and it looks to me that they've made that very, very hard up there. The way Willis jumped around after thumping that front foot down, it looked as though he really did jar his left leg. Where it was meant, but Zahir angles the bat so often outside the off stump that he's always getting the ball either in the middle of the bat or, at the very worst, off a thick edge, way through the gully or behind the point.
338 for 2. 2 big scores facing the England bowlers.
Oh, he's done it. Jeff Arnold has got the breakthrough off the inside edge, admittedly, but that was a good enough delivery to find the inside edge of Mushtaq's bat and cartwheel the middle stump 3 or 4 yards back towards Alan Knott. So Jeff Arnold, the man who has broken through, that's the one England needed so badly. Only the 3rd wicket taken in this innings.
Well, it's a glorious shot, correct through extra cover. So that takes Zahir on to 150, and it's another little landmark in Pakistan Test match cricket. Zahir now the highest individual scorer for Pakistan in a Test match on this ground, beating the 146 by Asif Iqbal in 1967. 150 made out of 365 for 3. Glorious exhibition of stroke play.
That's a good shot. He was short of it, but he hit it very straight and very, very hard. Beautiful stroke to bring up the 400 for Pakistan. Asif himself has gone on to 16, and the Pakistan total now 403 for 3.
Kent here against Kent. Down the wicket again, piercing the covers. Yes, after it an old on a long chase. He's having a lot of bowling to do. And there's another one, another run for Asif Iqbal. Punishing work for Chris Old, who's been bowling at the other end. Chris Old is the first of the English bowlers to get the 100 up, poor fellow, but he won't, I think, be the last. Iqbal 24. And this brilliant stroke player at the far end has been quite content to play in a minor key with Zahir going so well. But every now and again, Iqbal has leapt down the pitch to Underwood. He's hit 2 thunderous low trajectory drives between the bowler and mid-on for 4. Slow one. John Edrich at mid-wicket. Go again, and that's a magnificent shot. It was not on the ground, but right off the middle of the bat. He really is a thrilling stroke player when he lets himself go, this man. That's it. He's caught bowling. Tony Greig, who's been held out of this attack for such a long time, coming on in his first over, breaking this partnership. Asif Iqbal caught and bowled for 29. Was edged wide a slip, and that's no bother at all in going through for 4 more. No chance of anybody to stop that. 1 or 2 streaky shots in amongst Zahir's play, but I think he can be forgiven for those, because in amongst it he's played some most glorious cricket. So that takes him on to 198. Pushed away. I think Zahir will be looking for the second. He'll have to move, but he's made it to misfield. So an absolutely delighted Zahir. And once again, the scene that we don't want to see very much more of in Test match cricket. And really the least said about that, the better. But in the meantime, let's turn our attention to Zahir, who's 200. Has come up in 434 minutes and has included 19 boundaries. So quite a remarkable feat by this young man, that his 2 centuries in Test cricket have both been double centuries. 274 on the last tour over here at Birmingham, and now he's moved on to 200 once again. Really is quite a remarkable achievement.
it's safe. There's no man out for Wasim Raja. Tony Greig's not looking too happy about it. It was a good shot. Wasn't quite to the pitch of it, but he hit it sweetly in the middle of the bat, and he's forced mid-off now back onto the fence at long off. He's also forced Tony Greig into much more. That's Jeff Arnold out there at long off. 3 other men trying to save the single closer in. That won't go for 4 to the boundary, but Wasim Raja will go back and look for the 4 there. He'd have to be quick. It's a nice throw from Chris Holt. And it wasn't very good cricket from Wasim Raja because he turned blind at the bowler's end. So 500 up for Pakistan, 503 for 4. And that 4-all run takes Wasim Raja to 28. Like Dinesh, what a great catch that is. That's a really lovely running outfield catch by the England captain. He judged it beautifully. It was well bowled by Greig, who gave it a bit of air. And my word, Dinesh made good ground to that. He's got a safe pair of hands, and Wasim Raja is the man out for 28. Tony Greig, the successful bowler, and Dinesh, the man who took the catch. Wasim Raja caught Dinesh, bowled Greig, 28. The 5th wicket going at 503.
Greig to Zahir. Oh, a great blow by Imran Khan, gone for the big one, connected straight over the top. .240 for Zahir, 23 for Imran. And now Derek Underwood to Imran. Forcing that down to one of the 2 outfielders, both of them fairly straight. And that's another target reached. 550 up. Underwood pushing it through defensively and quickly. And I don't think he's got a ball off the straight and narrow all day. A little bit of turn from him now and again yesterday to raise English eyebrows. Tony Greig turned 1 or 2, but he had to pitch them in the rough to do so.
Oh, he's bowled him. Rather a cheeky shot from Zahir. Out at last. Kept a bit low. So Zahir out for 240 and not looking too disconsolate about it. Batted for the best part of 9 hours. And it's the highest score in a test match on this ground since the war. So an innings to remember from this cultured batsman, Zahir. And Alan Knott has got him. That's a good catch with no slip there. Knotty was going the wrong way for a start. It's the 7th wicket down. Imran trying to guide that down through the vacant slip area. And success for Bob Willis there. Alan Knott completing the catch very neatly, diving away. A good controlled dive, and Imran is out for 24. And bowling without a slip. 556 for 7. It still hurts me, Ted, even though there's 556 runs on the board, to see a quick bowler bowling without a slip out there.
Apart from anything, it looks wrong. That's the peculiar thing about it, although we've got more used to it with limited over cricket. You see it quite a lot. Your screens on Sundays and Gillette Cup matches, Benson and Hedges matches. And that's a terrific high one. And yes, it's 6 runs into the first row of the seats. Absolutely dead straight. The highest today, no question of that. If anything's going to bring the rain, that will. And Intercab making his own room there, getting outside the leg stump and giving himself room to swing.
Now, if Chris Holt is not sensible, he'll bowl a bouncer here. This is not the situation for a bouncer because Intercab will be waiting for it. He should have this one slotting right on the batting crease. The same as the fieldsman. Good running from Sarfraz. He's quick to come back. Allow Intercab to keep the strike. Good shot. It really was a great shot. What a little beauty that was. He gave himself room, Holt making the mistake of pitching short. You can't do it against a hitter like this. Oh, really clobbered that off through that offside cordon.
That's a tremendous shot. Really a magnificent 6 over extra cover, and you don't see too many of those on any ground. And on this ground, it really is a wonderful blow. Previously, hit him for 6 straight in the pavilion, but that's one of the most difficult shots in cricket. Perfectly safe, gently in the air, through mid-on for a single, the 600 up. And that's it for Intercab, 600 he wanted. 600 for 7, he remains on 32 with Sarfraz on 14, and it's declaration time, and the captain strides off there. Highly satisfied, highly delighted with the way his side has gone so far. So the innings has lasted 670 minutes, which is 11 hours and 10 minutes. There's only been one bigger score in this series, 608 for 7 at Birmingham the last time they were here.
.600 for 7 declared. Memories flooding back of Edgbaston in 1971 with Zahir Abbasi scored 274 then, here with 240, and look at the contributions with him. Mushtaq 76, Asif Iqbal, Wasim Raja, Imran, Intikhab all getting runs, and Majid with that 98, but 600 for 7 declared. And England's bowlers, a couple of centuries here as well. Jeff Arnold 1 for 106 in 37, Bob Willis 2 for 102 in 28, Chris Auld 29 overs, none for 143. Derek Underwood bowled well, 44 overs, 14 maidens, 2 for 106. Tony Greig 25 overs, 2 for 92, and well, David Lloyd given just a couple of overs. But David Lloyd would be required to put the pads on, because with Dennis Amos he would be opening the innings for England in reply to that 600 for 7 declared.
35 minutes to play this evening. The light is not very good, and Asif Masood bowls to Amos. The Pakistan innings ended at 600 for 7. 603 minutes they batted, 152 overs. That's out. A weak stroke from David Lloyd, straight into Sadiq's hands. That ball holding up on the pitch there. He was through with the stroke. There's no question of it being a bouncer, but he was through with the stroke. And what a blow for England with 10 minutes to go. I should think that will bring in a night watchman.
Sarfraz Nawaz making